Hey guys, happy Friday. I am today I'm actually working on a graphic design project. If you've been on the live stream before, you know that I am a designer and comic book creator. So I tend to juggle both of those things. Graphic design being a big part of my career for a lot of years. So today is pretty much like any other day. I'm designing something. This client is in Texas and they want a new logo. And so I'm going to devote some time to that today. And this is what they came up with, which, you know, um, it's not terrible, but it doesn't really this logo doesn't really work in a number of ways because it's a little cluttered, and logo design today has to really factor in scalability, right? More than it did 20, 30 years ago. Now logos have to really be functional, very small, very tiny, and they also have to be functional when they're enlarged. So that's the sort of the philosophy that I work from is can this logo be scaled down and still be legible and clear and meaningful? And so I don't think this particular design really passes that test. So I have been tasked to recreate it, and so that's really what I'm doing this morning. Like I mentioned, there are some days when I'm working on comic book projects, but this today is when I really need to get on this logo redesign. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining, and um, I try to do the live streams and in such a way that I have something interesting to share. And so I think this may be interesting if you're a creative or if you're interested in seeing how that process unfolds when you're designing logos or branding. So I've got a couple of concepts here that I just grabbed. These are stock art images. And the other thing I think is uh, important to keep in mind when you're designing from stock art, they're not really customized to what you may need exactly, but for me they're good starting points. So I try to grab a few things here and there. I think I wanted to look up some of my own stock art that I have saved. So I think about 2 years ago, maybe I had the flu, and so I was really out of commission for about a week. I was just really sick, and so I used some of that time to organize my stock art folder, and so I did. I finally got. It was just a mess, and I finally got it. I finally got it organized, which has been really awesome. It's really saves me a lot of time now when I'm looking things up. So these are all the stock art images that I've purchased over the years, and I'm looking for icons, and specifically, I am looking for something like a networking or um, technology. I know I have some stuff here. Maybe the AI folder might have a few things. So this is a internet and networking company. So I want to convey that technology and that connectivity somehow, but do it in a way that, doesn't feel shoehorned into another design. I really want it to look like it belongs there, right? Kind of like this. Let's see if there's something. Maybe there's something useful here. I'm going to grab that, bring that in. Don't think I want to use a Texas theme, or as far as like the state of Texas, just because that's what they had. I don't know if I still have it here. Yeah, but I am going to give them three iterations to choose from. I typically do that for clients. That way they feel like they have some options. I'm not just force feeding them something like this is either this or nothing. So just give them a little bit of variety. Let's see what else we have for technology imagery. I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't think the hand really works so well. A big part of design for me has been just planning and just first understanding what the brand is and what it needs to convey, and then just before you just dive in and start making pretty pictures, to think this out and see what else I have here on file. I mean, that's pretty good too. Let's grab both of these. Texas logo. Let's just see what pops up in Adobe stock. Again, I like to come here for ideas, but I don't recommend just straight up using any stock art as is. I think it really will show to your consumers or your market or whatever that you don't really care. So I always think it's really important to make it your own. Yeah, those things are important for businesses. That's kind of flashy. not really feeling enthused about using the state as a logo, but I do think I need to offer that as an option. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a techie look. Just gonna save a preview. I'm not gonna buy it just yet. I have a subscription, but I think you get like, I don't know how many you get, 10 a month or something, and I've already blown through those. So any stock art that I want now until my subscription renews, I have to pay for. Let's just get rid of some of these files. Yeah, way too much stuff open. Let's see. Don't think I need that one. Where did it go? Here we are. That one I kind of like. I mean, there's some options here for sure. It's kind of cool. Yeah, a lot of these are pretty busy. Look at my settings here for a minute. All right. That's kind of cool too. I like this one a lot. I think I'll grab that one. All right, I'll do one more page and then I'm going to just deal with what I have. Nice too. I like that star. All right, I'm going to grab this one, and I think that's going to be it. I think I'll just work with what I have. That's the thing about doing these stock art searches. You can really go down rabbit holes and never actually design anything. So this feels like a good combination of options. Should also, where's that? Just screen cap of the old logo. Pull it in here just for quick reference. I'm going to try to just quickly recreate this. So there's I don't like that pen. It's kind of cool, actually. I'm just going to save that little copy there. That's the fun part about designing is you can end up with things you didn't plan but turn out to be really what you needed. Some ideas work, some don't, but the only way to get to the good ideas is sometimes to go through the bad ones. And that's true with any kind of art, I think. You have to um, kind of have to go through the process of creating crap until you get good enough to start making good art. I think I've gone through that process earlier in my career, so um, but having said that, there's the process is still the same now in that I may design some things here that just aren't going to work, but I still want to explore it, I still want to just see what might be possible. So I could really just gonna merge all this stuff, all these there. Didn't want to do that. Turn my grids on. It helps me make sure everything is angled correctly. Where is my... trying to find the Pathfinder. It's here. There it is. Oh, now it's gone again. Here. It was hiding. Hiding in plain sight. Same thing here. A mess. So I want to make sure these are also evenly spaced. I'll just get rid of this. Redo our circles. invert that. Point 0.0897 I, 0.0897. So I'm just going to make these even. All right. So this is what we've got. This is what I mean by scalability, right? So it's still very clear when it's scaled down. All right, so now it's one piece. Texas. Wi-Fi. Networking. Not really sure yet what to do with this type, but figure it out. We can come up with an interesting font. I think it should be something clean, modern. I like this one because there's a lot of options here. I don't usually use italic, but this might actually work for this particular brand. Fine. And networking. I like to create different treatments of the logo. It's also a good practice when you're developing a brand to see how it might work in different placements. Let's see if we can get a little bit crazy with the sure that would work. Wonder what that would look like. Just WT is like an icon. And that's kind of cool. Kind of looks like an A though. I like this font. It's just friendly enough, but not too bouncy. Oh, that's even better. Probably should save the file. A good idea. All right, so I am going to sign out here in a minute. Thanks for hanging out. Monday, so I do the live streams twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, and Monday I may be working on some comic book things. So I hope you'll come back. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my Twitch channel. You can also find me on YouTube. All the recorded live streams are there, and you can find me on Instagram. I multi-stream to those three channels. So if you missed the links, they are in the show notes. They're in the recorded notes there in YouTube under comments and in Instagram and Twitch. You can find me on Patreon if you want to commission original comic art. There's a lot of options there to choose from to order original comic art or art prints. You can buy original art from my eBay store. The links are also listed from that. And last and not least is my Patreon page. So I post twice a week, Thursdays and Fridays. You can get the inside scoop on the latest projects. I've got a graphic novel I'm working on. I post process shots from that and just updates to whatever commissions or whatnot I'm working on. High res art, wallpaper art, printed posters for I think it's tier 3 or tier 4, and you also get a custom sketch from me when you join up. So I hope you'll take a look at that. Otherwise, have an awesome weekend, and I will hopefully see you guys back here on Monday